Good evening. You're watching the news at 6 with me, Ishan Russell. The news at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories and the developments of the day. Well, they've been pretty much centered around Delhi and the politics of Delhi. The Congress is facing a major problem because Sheila Dikshit, the former Chief Minister of Delhi, has come out against the present campaign coordinator for the Congress party and AICC, former AICC General Secretary Rajya, who resigned immediately after the loss. So all's not well in the Congress's house. We'll be talking about that with a special guest. We'll also be telling you what's been going on around the world in a special segment on what's been happening internationally. All that and more over the next half hour. But first, the headlines we're tracking right now. Nitish Kumar blames the centre, claims time given to Bihar Chief Minister Jitan Ram Manjhi to prove his majority is designed to encourage horse trading. Delhi's Chief Minister designate Arvind Kejriwal meets the Prime Minister and takes up the statehood issue. Modi won't be attending Kejriwal's swearing in on Saturday, citing prior commitments. Ukraine peace deal reached after marathon talks in Belarus. Ukraine, Russia, France and Germany say the ceasefire will begin from the 15th of February. In the run-up to the presentation by the Finance Minister, a special series on expectations from the Union budget. Today, we look at the Make in India project. And grand opening ceremonies for the Cricket World Cup held in Melbourne and Christchurch. 14 teams are participating in the event. The first matches are on Saturday. Well, right now the top story, JDU leader Nitish Kumar is accusing the Modi government at the centre of encouraging horse trading of MLAs in Bihar. Nitish Kumar alleged that the governor was taking instructions from Delhi to delay formation of a new government. Supporters of the Bihar Chief Minister Jitan Ram Manjhi, on the other hand, claim they are confident that he will be able to prove his majority on the floor of the House on the 20th of February when the budget session of the Bihar Assembly starts.
A day after making his party's case with the President, former Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Thursday targeted the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, alleging that the Bihar governor was following a political script written by him in Delhi, all with a view to facilitate horse trading in the state.
इसमें केंद्र सरकार की तरफ से और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की तरफ से पूरे तौर पर लोकतंत्र का गला घोटने की साजिश की गई और उसी के हिसाब से आप देखिए मांझी जी यहाँ दिल्ली आए और आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से मिले। उसके बाद उन्होंने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया और प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जितनी बातें की है उसी के हिसाब से सब कुछ हो रहा है।
On Wednesday, the governor told incumbent Chief Minister Jitan Ram Manjhi to prove his majority on the floor of the House on 20th of February, rejecting Nitish Kumar's request for the trial of strength to be taken immediately.
जाते जाते हम आप लोगों की व्यवस्था करके जाएंगे और यदि रहने की बारी आ जाएगी तो फिर आप सोच सकते हैं कि आपके लिए और क्या न किया जा सकता है।
The budget session will start in Bihar from 20th of February. Manjhi has been asked to prove majority on the same day after the governor's address. Nitish Kumar claims it will be a bizarre situation since the governor will read out an address prepared by a chief minister who has support of only 12 MLAs.
ऐसे मौके पर जब इस तरह का विवाद होता है तो जल्द से जल्द विधानसभा बुलाकर और उसमें इस बात का फैसला हो जाना चाहिए था। इस तरह से 10 दिन तक लटका के रखना और बिहार राज्य की जो सरकार है, प्रशासन है, इस तरह से एक जगह अस्थिर हो जाएगी और ये ठीक नहीं।
Nitish Kumar brought about 130 MLAs to Delhi when he met President Pranab Mukherjee on Wednesday. Leaders of JDU allies, RJD, Congress, Samajwadi Party and the left accompanied him during the meeting.
हमेशा से जो साथी उनके साथ रहते हैं, चाहे वो उनके साथ लालू यादव जी रहे हों, चाहे रामविलास पासवान जी रहे हों, सबके दलों को उन्होंने तोड़ा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ उन्होंने जनता का विश्वास हासिल किया, फिर भारतीय जनता पार्टी को भी उन्होंने धोखा दिया है। तो उनका इतिहास, उनका कार्य करने की पद्धति इस प्रकार की है।
Now we've been told that 20th has been fixed as the date to prove majority. It would be clear on the 20th, and the Janata Dal United is sure about having majority support and had even taken the MLAs to the President House yesterday. However, it must be said that it would have been better had the date been before the 20th, because this would have resulted in ensuring that there is no horse trading or poaching of MLAs.
JDU leaders claim the BJP has asked Manjhi to get the support of about 35 MLAs. In a setback to Nitish Kumar's claim, the Patna High Court on Wednesday stayed his election as JDU Legislative Party leader. With Shyam Sundar, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to the politics of Delhi, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will not be attending Arvind Kejriwal's swearing in as Chief Minister of Delhi on Saturday. Kejriwal met Modi this morning, looking again to reach out to the centre for support towards fulfilling his array of election promises.
A closely watched 15-minute Chai Pe Charcha between the Prime Minister and the man who nearly managed to wipe the BJP slate clean in the Delhi Assembly. Kejriwal had met Rajnath Singh and Venkaiah Naidu on Monday. The Prime Minister, however, turned down the swearing-in invite, citing prior engagements. Even at this first meeting, Kejriwal brought up the issue of full statehood for Delhi, reportedly calling the move a golden opportunity with a majority government now in place. The centre's support will be critical for Kejriwal to fulfill many of his mega promises.
हमने उनसे रिक्वेस्ट किया कि ये दोनों पूर्ण बहुमत वाली सरकारों को मिलकर अब दिल्ली की एक बहुत बड़ा इशू जो पूर्ण राज्य का मुद्दा है वो सॉल्व करना चाहिए और दिल्ली के लोगों को एक पूर्ण राज्य का दर्जा देकर उनको पूरी सुविधाएं मिल सकें, ऐसी व्यवस्था हमको मिलकर बनानी चाहिए। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इस बारे में हमें भरोसा दिया है कि वो इस पर पूरा विचार करेंगे।
For the oath-taking ceremony at the Ramlila Maidan on Saturday, the Aam Aadmi Party has also invited all Union Cabinet Ministers, the BJP's 7 Delhi MPs and Kiran Bedi. Elaborate preparations are underway for the event that will coincide with the day Kejriwal quit office exactly a year ago.
शपथ समारोह में आम पब्लिक भी आएगी और चूंकि आम पब्लिक का नंबर काफ़ी ज़्यादा होगा तो इसलिए हमने जो मुनासिब इंतजाम किए हैं उसमें सुरक्षा के भी रहेंगे, क्राउड कंट्रोल के भी रहेंगे, ट्रैफिक का इंतजाम होगा, लोकल पुलिस का इंतजाम होगा, सिक्योरिटी का इंतजाम होगा, पीसीआर की गाड़ियां रहेंगी।
Meanwhile, in the Congress, wiped out in these elections, former Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit accused Ajay Makan of not taking other party leaders along, calling for more open functioning, the need for stock-taking and corrections.
माकन साहब की लीडरशिप क्या थी ये तो कहना बड़ा मुश्किल है, लेकिन कैंपेन उनकी लीडरशिप में, वो तो कैंपेन कमेटी के चेयरमैन थे, तो उनको बहुत अग्रेसिवली करना चाहिए था। अगर जो क्रिटिसिज्म एग्रेसिव हो सकता है तो अपने बारे में जो अच्छाइयां हैं उसको भी तो अग्रेसिव होना चाहिए ना।
In the backdrop of the resounding victory, speculation also gathers steam on the constitution of Kejriwal's cabinet. Kejriwal's close aide, Manish Sisodia, is reportedly set to be named Deputy Chief Minister. Not just in Delhi, around the country, Arvind Kejriwal is the man of the moment. His every move will be closely watched for some time. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
All right, now we're joined by Sanjeev Ratna Singh. He's a senior journalist, and to help us understand the politics of Delhi and how it's playing out now, Sanjeev, I mean, the landslide verdict meant Kejriwal had to get down to work from day one, and that he certainly did, going and asking the Prime Minister for full statehood for Delhi along expected lines. But how would the new Delhi government look like? I mean, the previous time it was just 49 days, and what is Delhi expecting this time around from Kejriwal?
Well, I think the people of Delhi will be in for a surprise as far as Kejriwal 2.0 is concerned, because they've been doing a lot of homework on the ground before, in the run-up to the elections, and the sort of promises that we made, we're already seeing on social media. People sympathetic towards the BJP are saying that he's just promised the moon and it'll be very tough to deliver. But there has been a lot of work that has gone, and if you go by the way he's conducted himself ever since the landslide win, he's hit the ground running. We've seen him tell the Delhi Chief Secretary to get the act together. They've already given the list of 15 priorities that they want to work on. The issue of statehood has already been raised, because that was one of the major issues that actually the BJP had got foxed during the campaign. They didn't know which way to go. So I think the first 3 months we'll see a lot of activity, a positive activity for the people of Delhi. It will just be about how well he'll be able to manage the central government, and that of course means Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So a lot will depend on the equation and the relation that both will share in the days to come.
All right, but Sanjeev, if you talk about what would Kejriwal's cabinet look like, but because this was a vote for Kejriwal, all of Aam Aadmi Party was working towards Kejriwal. He's the chief minister, but what about the other posts? The 67 MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party are still all relative new entrants to politics.
Yes, that is good and bad both. If you look at it, we've seen Manish Sisodia go with Arvind Kejriwal to meet the Prime Minister. There's little doubt about his importance and the sort of symbolic message that Mr. Kejriwal wants to send out, that, you know, he stands by the people who've stood by him. The other names that we're hearing in the cabinet are the names of Gopal Rai, Satinder Jain, Asim Ahmed Khan, who's one from Matia Mahal, also Sandeep Kumar and Jitendra Singh Tomar. So these are the names that we're hearing. We might have a woman face also. As of now, it looks like Bandana Kumari will be the Deputy Speaker of the Delhi Assembly. So in a nutshell, we've seen a lot of, you know, old names being dropped. If you talk about Rakhi Birlan or Saurabh Bhardwaj, and of course, if we talk about the other leaders, so they've yes, in fact, yeah, Mr. Bharti, his name was the first that we should have talked about. So they're trying to avoid any sort of controversy or people, you know, whom there is some sort of a perception amongst people, negative perception. So they want to avoid that. So we're seeing Aam Aadmi Party start on a clean slate with relative newcomers, and they hope that they'll be able to deliver this time around.
All right. Also, in that story, you heard what was happening in the Congress camp. Now, you've observed that rather closely, Sanjeev. So, as far as Sheila Dikshit and Ajay Makan goes, the knives are out once again.
Well, you know, we've discussed this earlier also, and we said that, you know, we'll see a lot more churning in a party that's going through churning, and that's exactly what's happening. You know, the new establishment under Ajay Makan and Arvinder Singh Lovely, really, they were on a sticky wicket, because if they had gone aggressive with the campaign, as Sheila Dikshit has said that they should have, then they would have had to bring in Sheila Dikshit in any case, because the whole campaign revolved around the 15 years of developmental work that the Congress did under her leadership. So really, you know, that was a catch-22 situation for the new leadership. And now what we're seeing is just trying to get back. I mean, in the sense that where does one go? The Congress party really needs to find its moorings. Whether they want to stand by the work that Sheila Dikshit did, then why was she not given a role in the campaign? So she has a valid point, and that's where the High Command needs to step in. Although there is no clear voice yet as to the sort of role, or whether, you know, there's some sort of moral responsibility on Rahul Gandhi. But really, you know, a lot of people, not just within the Congress, but even outside the Congress, are looking up to see what is going to be the next action of the High Command of the Congress party, because if they don't, and this kind of situation prevails, then, you know, we'll just see political parties like the AAP taking over that mandate and becoming actually an opposition party that will take on Narendra Modi.
All right, indeed, the Congress has a lot of churning going on. So does the BJP. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. But Sanjeev, thanks very much for joining us for now and helping us understand the politics of Delhi a little better. Well, time for a quick break, as I said. But on the other side, US President Barack Obama has asked the Congress for special troops against the Islamic State. More on that on the other side.
Bihar in the thick of fresh political turmoil. Who's responsible? What will come out of it? Watch The Big Picture at 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. Now, the pace of economic reforms is not affected by the BJP's defeat in the Delhi Assembly elections. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said this today after the 5th meeting of the Indo-US Economic and Financial Partnership in New Delhi. US Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew represented the United States at the meeting. These are the Finance Minister's first comments after the BJP's loss in the Delhi elections, and come in the backdrop of experts raising questions on whether the government will resort to populism in wake of the electoral reverse. Jaitley is scheduled to present his first full budget for 2015-16 on the 28th of February.
The fact that 4 elections have been won and 1 has not been won is absolutely no ground for believing that there would be any slowdown on the path on which we have undertaken.
Now, the countdown has started for the presentation of the Union Budget on the 28th of February. The budget holds this year a special interest, expected as it is to give tangible shape to the Narendra Modi government's plans and promises it has made since taking over. One of the chief focus for investors and business in general is the government's pet scheme, that's the Make in India program. In the first installment of our special series on budget expectations starting today, we'll take a look at what the industry dealing with key sectors under the Make in India mission wants and what the finance minister is likely to give them.
मैं आज लाल किले की प्राचीर से विश्व भर में लोगों से कहना चाहता हूं, कम मेक इन इंडिया।
4 months after the Prime Minister's Independence Day announcement last year, the government held its first Make in India workshop in Delhi to spell out plans to help industry make, sell and invest in India.
Our initial barriers have to be lowered and perhaps even removed. If we keep the doors closed, investment won't come in, it won't trickle in.
When he presents his second budget on 28th of February, Jaitley is expected to announce steps to make business barrier-free. The industry is hoping a low-tax regime will be one of them.
Operates on, the investment will not be coming. The investment will have to be coming only when there is a demand in the country, and unfortunately at the moment there is no demand in the country.
In January, the government launched an online portal, the e-Biz Mission Mode project. Intended as a single window clearance for the Make in India mission. It brings the centre, the states and the local governments all onto one site. Till date, the portal's got over 4,890 queries. They throw light on both investor interest in different industries and also what the manufacturers themselves expect from the government.
If it is just having clear policies and taking the decisions fast. The government has been really stalling their feet on a lot of these policies, at least with regards to the railway sector, I can talk. So we just need clarity and speed.
Electronics, electrical, textiles and food processing are the critical industries in the Make in India mission. All these ministries have sought more budget funds for special economic zones. Further, the government is also likely to announce or increase the 15% industry allowance incentive for small entrepreneurs.
For the projects to be funded by private parties, there should be an assured income for them, because nobody will give you for charity. Everybody wants return on the investment made. So ground rules should be set.
The Make in India program aims to project India as an investment and manufacturing destination. Since it was launched after the general budget last year, Budget 2015-16 would be the first time the government will reveal how it plans to translate those aims into reality.
When Jaitley presents his next budget later this month, he will be riding on high hopes, especially on Make in India program. With camera person Narayan, Rajkamal Rao, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, India has reacted strongly to reports of excessive force used by the American police against an Indian national, Suresh Bhai from Gujarat. The External Affairs Ministry called a senior US Embassy official to South Block to convey India's concern in the matter. The report said the government also sought the intervention of the chief of Madison Police. Suresh Bhai was left partially paralyzed by the attack. He is expected to file a lawsuit against the police. Many rights organizations call the incident racial profiling.
Acted immediately. We are in touch with the police chief. We have received some assurances from him, and we are ready to provide any necessary consular assistance to the Indian national and his family.
Some international news now, and the online negotiations in Minsk have finally yielded a ceasefire agreement over the Ukraine crisis. A deal aimed at ending the fighting in eastern Ukraine could pave the way for a ceasefire that will come into effect from the 15th of February.
After 17 hours of marathon talks in Belarusian capital Minsk, Ukraine and Russia finally agreed to a peace roadmap. The all-night negotiation session involving leaders of Ukraine, Russia, France and Germany led to a ceasefire agreement that will be implemented on 15th of February. Under the agreement, heavy weapons will be pulled out from front lines and all prisoners will be released.
Это не самая
лучшая ночь в моей жизни, но утро, на мой взгляд, доброе, потому что, несмотря на все сложности переговорного процесса, нам все-таки удалось договориться о главном. Кстати говоря, почему так долго шли согласования, я думаю, это связано с тем, что, к сожалению, киевские власти до сих пор отказываются от прямых контактов с представителями.
Всякі неприйнятні умови, відходу, здачі. Ми не пішли на жодні ультиматуми і чітко провели позицію, що припинення вогню оголошується як будь-яких перемог.
Pro-Russian rebels have welcomed the deal. However, there are some key issues that remain to be settled. Ukraine will establish control of the international border by the end of the year. There's also no clarity on the status of the Baltsev, the railway hub in the east that's been the center of the fighting in recent days. All sides see the deal as a glimmer of hope. The outcome is also expected to influence decisions at an EU summit in Brussels on Thursday. The renewed commitment to respect Ukraine's sovereignty could reflect in a softer line towards Moscow. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
American President Barack Obama has asked the Congress to formally authorize military force against the Islamic State. Obama said that the IS was going to lose and called on lawmakers to show a united front. However, he met swift resistance from Republicans as well as his fellow Democrats wary of another war in the Middle East.
The fight against Islamic State could get bigger in coming days. US President Barack Obama has sent his long-awaited formal request to the Congress to authorize military force. The draft allows for certain ground combat operations, including hostage rescues and the use of special forces. It includes no geographic limitations on a possible extension of the war beyond Iraq and Syria.
This resolution reflects our core objective to destroy ISIL. It supports the comprehensive strategy that we've been pursuing with our allies and our partners. A systemic and sustained campaign of airstrikes against ISIL in Iraq and Syria, support and training for local forces on the ground, including the moderate Syrian opposition, preventing ISIL attacks in the region and beyond.
Obama sent his request to the Congress a day after his administration confirmed the death of aid worker Kayla Mueller, who was the last known American hostage held by the group. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives must now approve Obama's plan.
Now make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time. It's going to take time to dislodge these terrorists, especially from urban areas. But our coalition is on the offensive. ISIL is on the defensive, and ISIL is going to lose.
The US has carried out airstrikes against Islamic State since last year in a coalition with 60 other nations. The coalition includes two intergovernmental bodies, the European Union and the Arab League. But it is the first time a US president has sought congressional approval to use military force since President George Bush in 2002 ahead of the invasion of Iraq. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Time now for all the goings on in the 35th National Games that are underway in Kerala. In the badminton mixed doubles round 1 event, hosted Kerala has recorded a win over Chhattisgarh. Kerala's Arun Vishnu Sivarajan, Revamma and Aparna Balan has defeated their Chhattisgarh counterpart Venkat Gaurav Prasad and Juhi Diwangan 21-15, 21-19. West Bengal has won the gold medal in the 4x400 meter relay. Maharashtra has won the 110 meter men's hurdle final event. Maharashtra's Siddhant Thingalia completed his run in 13 minutes 83 seconds. Kerala got the second spot, followed, Tamil Nadu and Telangana got second and third spots respectively. Kerala made it to the 30 gold medals mark after Mathiya Mohan won the gold in women's cycling point race category. This is Mahita's third gold in the meet. Parvati and Bismi bagged silver and bronze in the same category. And let's have a quick look at the medals tally so far. Services SSB has continued its domination with 76 gold medals. Haryana is at the second spot with 32 gold medals with 31 gold medals. Kerala, the host, is at the third position. Maharashtra with 28 golds is the fourth place in the tally. The Cricket World Cup opened today with a simple but yet colourful ceremony at Christchurch in New Zealand. Children shared the stage with Maori warriors and modest dancers to entertain thousands of fans at Hagley Park. A booming fireworks display was also part of the biggest event that Christchurch is hosting ever since an earthquake devastated the city centre in February 2011. New Zealand and Australia are together hosting the event for the first time in 23 years. The ceremony sets the stage for the 20th Cricket World Cup. 14 nations are taking part in the tournament. And we leave you on this bulletin with the visuals of that opening ceremony of the World Cup.